Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is something different. This is a new project, quote unquote project. But new project, new toy, I don't know what you want to call it. Anyway, this is something new for me. This is my new, to me, 1973 Cessna 337 Skymaster. So I bought this airplane about 6 months ago, and there was quite a process to actually get it. It was being imported from the United States into Canada, and that process took quite a while, and to actually get it to the hangar here took quite a while. But here it is. I actually haven't flown it yet. The next step will be to work on the multi-rating, which will happen in the next, hopefully, a couple weeks here. So hopefully in the next few weeks I'll start using this for what it's meant to do, and that's to cross country. The mission for me is flying from Alberta to BC and back, of course, and that means over the Rocky Mountains. So the primary mission is flying over the Rocky Mountains, and that's one of the reasons why I opted for a twin-engine airplane. So obviously this isn't the kind of conventional way to have a twin, but there are some advantages and disadvantages with the push-pull. The major advantage of it is that it is centerline thrust, so if you lose an engine, there's no abnormal yaw as would be associated with a more conventional twin. There are disadvantages of the push-pull configuration, and most of this is basically what I read, but I think they are real. One of them is that the passengers and pilot are all sandwiched in between two engines, and with that there is some associated vibration and noise. How much of that depends on the aircraft. This is a pressurized Skymaster, so there is extra insulation, and I haven't flown it yet, but I have been in it with it running. It didn't seem too noisy, compared to what I'm used to, which is a 172. So anyway, that's a potential thing. I plan on doing some measurements. I'll do some decibel measurements and just let you guys know exactly how is it actually for sound levels inside the cabin. Other potential issues relate to cooling of the rear engine. That was initially an issue with the Skymasters, particularly the 336. I think most of that has been mitigated, but there are it's something that has to be paid attention to, at least from what I understand. So there's going to be a steep learning curve for me, and so what I'm planning on doing is making videos as I learn the aircraft and as things go. Oh, and for the record, this is a hangar I'm renting, so none of the other vehicles in here are mine, so don't ask me about the vans and the Porsche and things like that, because those aren't mine. So, this airplane, 1973, I believe this was the first year for the door configuration like this. There's only one door. The airplane technically can seat, well, a lot of these Skymasters were 6. This one would be 5. I actually have only 4 seats. And then in the rear, with omitting the far rear seats, that's where there is some room for storage. Otherwise, there isn't much room for storage. This airplane does need some work done to the panel. As you can see, the plastic panel cover is off, and that's why the panel looks kind of funny and there's some wires hanging. And the instruments are all pretty much stock Cessna. It's got some older nav comms, and in the middle there's a Garmin 796, I believe is what it is. So overall the avionics are adequate, but they're pretty old and it certainly could use some upgrades. I would like to have an IFR certified GPS, and so what my plan for that is a Garmin GTN 750 in the center stack, and either a G500 or a pair of GI 275s. And then also at some point it will have to replace a transponder. Canada does not yet have a mandate for ADS-B, but it will be coming soon, and it may need a diversity antenna. The other thing I'd like to do, or possibly do, would be the autopilot. It has the 400 with a flight director autopilot, which from what I understand is actually a reasonable autopilot, but it is getting dated and there may be issues with getting parts in the future. So it would be nice to upgrade to a modern electronic autopilot. Of course, there's a pretty large expense with that, but also there's limited autopilots with an STC on the Skymaster. So hopefully there will be some more soon. I would love to get a GFC 500, but currently that's not available for this plane. Alright, so that's it for now. Over the next little while, I'll be doing things just to basically clean it up. We'll be working on the panel, I'll be working on getting my multi-rating, and then ultimately taking this thing on some trips. Thanks for watching.